Another day, another transfer roundup, but in this case I think it's another day and another massive blow for Celtic fans as they are set to lose Jota. Welcome back guys to Fog Football for another transfer roundup video, this time for the 29th of June 2023, and finally I feel like there's moves beginning to happen in Scotland. We're beginning to see some players come to Scotland, we're beginning to see some players leave Scotland, and we're beginning to see some players just switch clubs in Scotland. So we're getting a little bit of everything. Firstly though, let's quickly talk about the new signing that Rangers got on loan today. Abdullah Sima, he joins on loan for Rangers. We made a video earlier on the channel. Loan deal. When Brighton originally bought him 2 years ago, they paid $7 million. Therefore, he must be a half-decent player, so it will be interesting to see what Rangers do with another striker. They've already brought one in this season. I know they need to replace Morelos. I know Cholak isn't exactly what Rangers fans thought he would be. So I think it's a big summer for Rangers, and I do think they need attacking players. Will Sima be the one? We will find out. But let's talk about Jota. Now, we did make a video earlier on Jota as well, but I feel like it's worth talking about again. I just want to wrap some things up. So it looks like he will be going for 25 million. That appears to be the deal, and the more I think about it, the more I'm not convinced that's a good deal for Celtic. I really don't. 4 years left on his contract. I think the fact that Celtic have to pay 30% to Benfica with the settle-on fee, that is crazy, because if you take away, so that's if they sell him for 25 million, you take away 7.5 million off they have to give to Benfica, so then you're left with what? You know, it's not a lot, 17.5 million. Then you paid 7.5 million for him. So Celtic are profiting 10 million, and don't get me wrong, 10 million would sound like a good profit, but when you consider the fact that they gave him a 5-year deal and he's still got 4 years left on his contract, I think Celtic overall will be disappointed only to make £10 million profit on a player that's got 4 years left on his contract. If he had 2 years left, fair enough, but 4 years remaining, and it looks like they're only set to get £25 million. And then when you take away the money that they owe Benfica and you take away the money they paid from, they could be looking at £10 million profit. Not a lot. In my opinion, they could have been getting more. I would not have agreed to the 30% in the first place. I don't think that's good business, but that's what Celtic needed to do. That was part of the requirement in order to get him. I get it was worth it at the time, 100%. But looking at it now, you're thinking, damn, Celtic could have been in with a lot more money here had they not gave that 30%. But yeah, I do think Jota will go. I don't think it's the right move for him. Personally, I would not be going to the Saudi League. I think he's too good to go to the Saudi League. If you're coming towards the end of your career, then whatever, fair enough. But when you're just beginning to enter your prime years, going to the Saudi League, I don't have a lot of respect for that, to be honest. I think if he wants to leave Celtic, by all means, do that. But there's other moves that the guy could have took. You know, he could have easily went down south, maybe played in England. Not quite sure what level. Would Angel want him at Spurs? We don't know. I'm sure there's some Premiership clubs that would have wanted him, but instead it looks like he's going to the Saudi League. So fair enough, Jota looks like he will no longer be a Celtic player within the next 24 to 48 hours. But let's talk about someone else who's on the move. Dylan Levitt is wanted by 2 clubs, and those 2 clubs happen to be the teams from the capital. Yes, according to the Sun, the Scottish Sun. I mean, it does talk shite sometimes, but there is rare occasions where it gets it right, and on this occasion, maybe that's going to be one of those times. They are reporting that Hearts and Hibs are ready to battle it out for Dylan Levitt. I was shocked when Dundee United pulled this transfer off when they got him on a permanent deal from Man United. I just did not see that happening. I didn't think they'd be able to pull it off. I thought he was a really good signing. When I see him in his first year on loan, I thought, yeah, no, this kid's got something about him. This kid's quality. His end game is higher than Dundee United. That's what I was thinking. And then they got him on a permanent deal, and they brought in some really good players. And you were looking at the Dundee United squad, and you were thinking, this is a squad that should finish top 6. But we all know what happened. They got relegated, so having a good squad doesn't necessarily mean shit. And yeah, now he is on his way out. And like I said, according to the Sun, Hearts and Hibs are the 2 teams are interested. And there's been no bids as of yet. I've not seen anybody else report on it, so not too sure where the Sun's got this from, but I do think it would be a good move for Levitt. He's moving to 2 sides are in European football, albeit for how long we don't know. And Dylan Levitt knows all about that. He knows what a European run is, and he knows how short a European run can be. Of course, they had that big night at Tynecastle, not Tynecastle, Tannadice last year. against Acer Alkmaar, but a week later it wasn't very good for them, and yeah, they lost 7-1 on aggregate. So yeah, Scottish clubs being in European football in the qualifiers doesn't really mean anything, but I do think it'd be a good move for Dylan Levitt. You know, going to one of these two clubs, both big clubs, both in the capital, both I think would be able to pay him slightly more than Dundee United did, or maybe they could get him for the same amount. Either way, I think it'd be a good move for Dylan Levitt, and I think he'd be a good fit for either team. So yeah, we'll see if this happens. Eamon Brophy is on the move though. Last season he got loaned out to Ross County from St Mirren. This season he goes to Ross County on a permanent deal. So there you go. St Mirren are like, thank you, we'll see you later. They've loaned him out. And yeah, Eamon Brophy will now be a permanent fixture for Ross County. And I think Malky Mackay is happy to get this one over the line. So we'll see if he can be a good addition to Ross County. I think he will. I think Eamon Brophy is only 27 as well. I think Eamon Brophy is underrated. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I'm not quite sure that he's cut out for the top of the Premiership. I don't really see him getting any more Scottish international caps. I know he has one, but I do think Eamon Brophy, for a period of time, especially when he was at Kelly, I mean, he was a good player. He was a solid player. He was a decent Premiership striker. There's no doubt about that. And I believe at Ross County he can do a job if he is the number one man, and he takes a you know, if he fits around the team, then I think he can do a good job. But we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Ross County have signed Eamon Brophy from St Mirren. And last but not least, yeah, Josh Ginnelly. He has left Hearts. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. I've been saying this was going to happen for months, and he confirmed it today. Yesterday he didn't appear in the first day of training, and then today he confirmed that he won't be back. So, bit of a loss, I think, for both sides. I think it's a bit of a loss for Ginnelly as well, because he says he likes playing in Scotland, he says he likes Hearts, and he's no longer at the club now. So depends. Don't really know what the contract was. There's no public knowledge of how much Hearts were willing to offer. We don't know if Hearts were just being too stingy and not willing to pay up money, or was Josh Ginnelly being too greedy. Either way, guys, doesn't really matter now, because he's no longer a Hearts player. And that is it then for today's transfer news. So yeah, tomorrow we could wake up and we could see Jota in Saudi Arabia. Jota could literally be away for 25 million, or who knows, maybe we'll wake up tomorrow and Jota will come out and he'll deny everything, but I doubt it, because Fabrizio Romano was also reporting on it, saying that the deal is very close to being done, and normally when he says that, you know deals are about to go down. So yeah, leave a like, guys, leave a comment, I'll catch you tomorrow in the next video, but until then, been Fog Football, thanks for watching, and peace.